Hey everyone. The number one thing that Douglas and I hear about all the time is that people just don't seem to know other people in their area with PAD. The first time they hear about poor circulation in the legs being an actual defined disease known as peripheral artery disease, it's when they're diagnosed with it. More than 70% of people in America don't know what PAD is. And yet it affects 1 in 5 people over the age of 60 and 1 in 3 diabetics, even pre-diabetics, over the age of 50. And so that's why we hang out every single week. It's so we can all bring everybody together and chit chat. And I have no idea, Douglas, what we're going to talk about today, but you know what? Life in general,
I
PAD.
do.
You do. What are we talking
I
about
do.
today?
So, piggyback on what you said, why we're here is for the inspiration that we share with each other, the hope that we share with each other, the courage that we share together, and that strength that we help give each other. Because
Yep.
if like Beth, if she can get up and walk to the end of the driveway, you know what? I can get up and do that. If Wanda goes to work every day, I can do that. Look at what Heinz has been through, and he does it. And
No, and
and,
Imelda
and
is here, and Imelda is sitting here with COVID on top
uh-huh.
of everything else. Oh my goodness. And she's still here today. Hopefully, we can bring a smile to our face. I think if you're here in the live studio audience, you can see
I
it.
still
But if you're on
walked.
YouTube, what'd you
I
say,
still
Imelda?
walked just before our class. I still walked to the end of my driveway and
See,
back
good
up and
job.
back up
That's
again.
amazing.
and
I
that, and
love
that's
that.
that is why we're here together as a group. That
Because I could hear
we come
Doug say,
together,
I just walked to my mailbox.
walk, walk, walk,
Walk, walk, walk.
walk,
It's so,
and how we can inspire each other.
And
I had a
sometimes my husband
conversation.
says to me, you got to walk before your class because once you get to your class, they're going to tell you to walk. So you can't not walk because you're going to your class.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Walking is our best medicine. Period. We all know that. But also taking care of ourselves emotionally and spiritually and psychologically, whatever you want to call it, and being inspired by others and inspiring others to continue to keep living. Because we all know this disease changes our lives, don't it? Look at what it does with our family, I'm stuttering, with our family, our friends, our work. Look at what it does,
Your
how it
dog,
changes.
with your dog,
Huh?
with your dog.
With our dogs, with everything. It touches every part of our lives, don't it?
I'm
So,
always so surprised when my legs start hurting.
yeah, and like what Kim says, when that part, how many of us, when she said that, I keep thinking about the day I fell in the yard mowing it. I was mowing a yard and I fell in the yard, and I was thinking,
Ooh.
I'm working too hard. Maybe it's my back. Maybe it's it. Maybe I pulled a muscle. Maybe it's my athletic nerve. Maybe my hair's not combed right. All kinds of things go through our minds, don't it? Before I spent 2.5 years before I heard the word PAD in my
you know,
process.
I have to vent for a second, Douglas, because the person that we spent hours today with, hours today, who called the hotline, hours today. I ended up getting this doctor to, he's like, well, we'll call tomorrow. And I said, she's kind of in tears and really struggling. And it was just brutal. So the doctor went ahead and had the office just now call her after hours. And you know what she says to them? Can you just call me tomorrow? As if these offices literally call patients out of the blue and reach out cold for anything more than a favor. How does this keep happening to us? This patient calls. She was feeling as though she can't trust doctors anymore. they're horrible to her, bad experiences. We restore her faith by getting a favor out of a doctor in their office to give her a call and show her some love. And she's like, oh, yeah, thanks for the call. Just call me tomorrow.
Sounds like they just didn't get on her schedule.
I mean, I'm literally floored. This is not the first time this has happened to us so much in the past few weeks when I don't understand it.
Selfishness, self-centeredness.
Kim, if it was a lesson for you, what would that be?
I don't know
They
what the
feel that
lesson could
way
be.
until they're
We
like that
have
until
to.
they're begging you to
Yes.
help Kim because they can't walk and they're screaming in pain.
No, it was begging me, Marie,
You-
like literally begging me on the phone, just about in tears. And she bent the ear of Douglas for what, more than 30 minutes? She bent my ear for more than an hour
I don't
today with
I don't
several
understand
calls.
that.
She said that she was in need of someone and that the sooner the better. She was having so much anxiety and she didn't want to wait till next week and which doctor could get to her sooner. So the doctors called, office called like right then. No, just call me tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Are you serious?
Kim, you
Like,
need to
how
learn
do you
that
solve
codependency.
that problem? I don't understand the thinking behind, except all I had to say to the doctor was, I am so sorry. The only explanation is that maybe she wanted to gather herself. She was really in tears, and you have to understand that it was really traumatic, and maybe things are happening too fast for her, that she needed to compose herself and be in a better position to make a more logical decision and have a better conversation tomorrow. I was just trying to think of any excuse. But
What kind of meds is
we're in
she
a situation, how many of you have literally, like, what is a normal day in the life of a PAD patient? The doctor's offices don't call you in time. You can't get in for months. You can't, you're in a phone tree half the time. And when you
I
have
don't
a doctor that
understand that.
literally, right? A doctor would literally go out of their way to call you right then.
Well, not
I
to
mean,
mention you and Douglas, taking all that time to make sure it happened.
oh no, but we don't matter. It's our job. It's what we do. So it's just expected of us that it's nothing special. Well, you're supposed to do that. That's what you're there for, right? So it means nothing. Just oh, it just is really bothering me tonight because this has happened so many times that I don't understand what goes on. I mean, what the thinking is that is it gonna, well, if they could do it the first time. I had someone tell me the other day after she messaged me for weeks every other day. Well, did you get a hold of the doctor? Did you get a hold of the doctor? I need this procedure. I need this procedure. And I said, are you sure you want this? I mean, I'm working with her. We're gonna make it happen if this is what you want. Yeah, no, can you get it on the schedule? We got it on the schedule. She had more than a week's notice, for the procedure. And the night before the procedure, she cancels because she doesn't know enough about what the procedure is.
I knew you were
But
going to say that.
I'm not kidding. No, but it gets better. So then I'm on the phone with her and she can't understand. She's like, well, it's my decision. I said, it is your decision. But I said, do you realize that, and this was what's really sad, is that there was someone that's literally on deck for amputation and they had to turn away because they had no room on the schedule because was also on deck for
Oh,
amputation.
oh my God.
And she's like, and I said, you know what? I can't pull strings again. She said, but that's what you're there for. You're not
Oh,
an advocate if you can't do this. You need to do this. This is what you do. And I said, are you really saying this? Am I in some alternate universe right now? And I was trying to be as kind as I could. I was like, I thought she was kidding. And she
Now,
said,
You
no,
should
you
have
just
told
need
her,
to,
yeah, I do this for the people who appreciate it.
it's
now
not
wait,
even
hold
that.
on.
It's just,
Hold on.
It's just crazy.
Everybody slow down a minute. Everybody slow down a minute. Everybody take a breath. Take a breath. Everybody slow down just a second. We also have to remember, now I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate, just a little bit, because I was an LCDC for over 30 years. And I know that, and we have to remember all of us and everybody's in a different place at some time or another when it comes to the insanity.
Yeah.
Okay, when it comes to the insanity, all of us are different in different places. And now I'm not making excuses for it. I'm not doing that. But yeah, that's insanity. When the doctor calls, you need that answer. But at the same time, we're all in different places. And
Could be a variety of things.
yeah,
Yeah, but here's the thing is that, if we weren't doing it, there still is a certain amount of respect, I think. We still will fight for everybody, and that's why it's just almost become a joke between Douglas and I, because
But
this is
sounds
happening
like
so
sounds like
much.
she's looking at you as an official, like you're working with the doctors. You must be official. That's your job or something like that. But I would add, maybe I mean, maybe if I might add stipulations, like if you have a second thoughts or something, give me a call first before you just cancel, or maybe you might have to add these little stipulations just for your own sake. Maybe I don't know.
Well, I think that that's exactly where we're going, and it's sad that we have to go there. I mean, when you have someone on the phone though, and they're begging you, and they're in tears, and you want to move as quickly as possible, I can never imagine myself ever not moving. The thing that I do worry about is I don't want to, and we've had a couple situations where we've burned bridges. You can't cry wolf more than once with a doctor. um and that's why they do have their safeguards to protect them. They have their front office, and we're supposed to be that as well, and we do, and we're very protective. We do not get paid by doctors. We do not accept donations from doctors. It's completely independent and relationship based, and based on the skill set and practical skill set and tangible skill set of the doctors, that we end up helping just patients. We're not a referral service. We just help patients understand the options that are available. But sometimes if we have a
Maybe you have
good
to
relationship with a
specify that every
doctor,
time. Maybe you have to
but like,
specify that every time. Some people.
yeah, and it's true. I have to say, okay, so if and this is going to have to be this way, and Douglas is going to have to know as well. It's like when we talk, okay, you realize that we can reach out to these doctors if they do call you. This is a special thing. Are you ready? And I think that that's the question: is are you ready for that call? And if not, you can call us back when you are ready.
Well, actually, you did that with me, Kim, when you gave me Dr. Antizana's number. You said, don't mess around with me. You're going to call or you're not going to call. Yes, I'm going to call.
Well, then I should
Done.
be consistent
Eh,
because it
right.
worked.
There you go. See?
Well, yeah,
It
my
It
doctor,
worked, Joe, didn't it?
sure,
they charge,
it's your
don't,
fault after all. See?
And
they,
Wanda did the same
I'm
thing.
just the
Wanda was
opposite.
great.
Is
Heinz did it too.
I'm just the opposite. I feel so privileged that I've
me,
gotten contacted by cardiologists directly. I mean, my first one here locally, and then Dr. Khan, and my current one. Um, he even gave me his personal card and told me call me anytime. And I feel privileged that I can do that. I only contacted him once via email, and he
Yeah.
responded pretty fast. So I'm very appreciative of all the help I can get, because I have my own life to lead. But let me tell you, Pat is up there on the forefront in my mind on how to go forward, because you just don't know what the future is.
Yeah. And
And
speaking
how
of
many
which,
times?
go ahead, Douglas.
No, go ahead, Kim.
I was just gonna welcome Thomas. And Thomas is one of those, I'm so proud of him
Bye,
that he's
everyone.
really,
Hey,
right,
bud.
I'm so proud of you, Thomas. I gave him an introduction to this boot company and he has been following up and on it with them to get this BioTab boot system. Hopefully you'll be getting it very soon.
Yeah, but I know they've been. And oh, I didn't know my mic was on. Yeah, they. I know they've been paid in full by insurance, so it's just a wait game now. So I'm happy with that. It's the first thing they've ever paid full price.
Did they tell you how long it would be
Wow.
before you got them?
Well, when when I spoke to the rep, on the 23rd, he said maybe by the end of that week or this week. So I'm thinking possibly maybe next week.
You
So
know,
I'm
maybe tell them that you'll be a testimonial for them and say to
Yeah.
come over and then they'd come over sooner. So just say you want me to be a testimonial. Like, let's do this. Chop, chop, chop. Let's get this
Yeah.
done. Bring your
Yeah.
camera over. Let's do this.
Yeah, but I really am so thankful to everyone and you for like giving me the name of that company and getting on to them. So even Dr. Walker, I thought he was going to do a dance when I told him. I said, Dr. Walker, I'll be the proof of my boots. He's like, oh. So
I'd love to see him do a happy dance. He is adorable. He is amazing.
yeah, yeah. And you know, it's I'll see him again, but I see him this time in Lafayette on the I think it's the 21st. So I go
Okay.
for my scans next week, and then 2 weeks later I go see him in Lafayette. So I can tell him thank you again, and everyone that put into insurance because they got that done within 2 weeks.
You
And
sound, you sound, you know, a little relieved.
Yeah, I mean I can't let not having anything else done at that point when nothing else can be done get me down. Know what I mean? I was down for a while, and of course depression set in too. You know, I'm thinking, what am I going to do? You know, I really, if I could go back to when I had the first bypasses, if I had to have a bypass,
Oh, jeez.
it would have been the is it aortic bifemoral? I
Mm-hmm.
think, yeah, that one. But I've seen a post that you put up about the fem. Please don't do it. Please don't do it.
And I was up at I wake up after I sleep 4 hours. I usually wake up about 2 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah,
and I'm watching the global P.A.D. on YouTube and doctors, Dr. Siah,
Yeah.
and on there, you know, he was no, that's what I'm trying to avoid.
right.
And
The thing
I,
they did mine. Okay, they did a fem pop and a fem the same surgery. Originally, they were going to do the bifemoral one. Whatever it's called, but he ended up doing the fem. And when I spoke to other people about it, most of them said the same to me. That's because he didn't know what he was doing if he had to do the other bypass. But my bypass, my fem, it blocked up before 2 weeks.
oh man,
And it's still blocked. It's like concrete. But there was something went wrong with it. I'm not getting into it. It's nothing major or cynical. But there was something done wrong with it. The other hospital told me, you know, there's something not right with that, the way it's been done and whatever. It was just one of those things. So I learned from it. But if I could go back, all the way back,
yeah.
I wish I'd met Kim, Douglas, and everyone else sooner in that group, because then I'd have probably gone to see Dr. Walker. And
Yeah.
things would, I'm sure it would almost be different, completely different as to now. Not, I mean, but I'm fine with it. You know, I'm just happy to get the boots. They say it takes a while to get used to them though. They're really uncomfortable at the start. But once you get used to them, they say it's a breeze. You know, take the pain away before you go at night. Because my biggest problem, apart from putting all my weight on my leg, is nighttime when I lay down flat. It's a lot of the time I sleep on the edge of the bed with my feet on the ground, so the blood will flow.
Mm.
So it's not all bad. I just go along with it. So,
Yeah.
and
Any
soon I'll
vets
be
here?
back to the gym. I'll be back to the gym soon.
Listen to
That-
him. It's so
that's
amazing.
what,
I'm gonna be back to the
yeah,
gym. I'm
I
going
told
back. I'm
Douglas.
getting back to the gym.
That's what I'm more upset about. I can't get back to the gym, you know? And so once I get back to the gym, yeah, I don't know about the walking machines and everything else, the steps and that. But I can do all my other stuff and
And we
walk
hear,
around the gym.
and that's where Thomas, we started this, the whole process behind this and the whole thinking process is, it's kind of simple for me, is that if I know walking is my best medicine. Getting off the couch, getting out
Yeah.
of the chair is my best medicine. And I have to understand where we're all in different places. Some people can walk 4 miles, some people can't walk to the end of the driveway. But if you get up and walk to the end of the driveway, you're still making progress.
Right.
Yeah.
And you
And
see, I do. That's what I do as well. I can walk. As soon as I start walking, I'm in severe chronic pain. But I walk down my driveway, it's only 25 steps, but I walk up and down it like almost every 40 minutes in the daytime, you know, and
Yeah.
it helps. I know it's not a lot of massive steps and everything, but I'm hoping with the boots in time that I can overcome my walking, you know, and I won't be normal, but I won't have to worry so much about it. What's going on, you know, nothing more can be done in that. At least I'll have more collaterals.
well, what is normal? What is
Well,
normal?
as normal as what it is with P.A.D, you know.
Is your normal today what it was yesterday? Is my normal today going to be different than next year?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, because
It,
I have to get off the couch and do something.
right. You
Yeah,
know,
sometimes like I notice like sometimes I try to do it at least an hour on the treadmill, and sometimes it's like, I'm not feeling too good. And I was telling my therapist the other day, it's like sometimes if you get hit with something heavy emotionally, for me anyway, that's going to change how much energy I have, because emotions can be heavy as well, and with people like us, we have that can fall into depression very easy. So for me, that's also something to take into consideration. Okay,
Hey,
so I'm
hey,
not going to do an hour today. I'm going to do 30 minutes because I'm not feeling too good. But
hey, Joe, we had a doctor on this morning. He said something that struck me. He goes, he works with pit crews, but he said he
Mm.
talked to a doctor.
sorry, I missed that
and
one.
He talked to a doctor who trains high class cyclists. And he asked him this question one time. He said, how do you know when they're at their peak and they're making their peak? He goes, I know when they are, depending on if they broke up with their girlfriend.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, sure.
So,
Makes sense.
and
There's a lot
I say
of
this,
Makes sense
yeah,
to me. I get it.
I say this all the time. How much does our mental aspects affect us physically? And
It's
how
all,
much
to
does
me,
our
it's all
physical?
connected, including
Yeah,
spiritual.
I agree. Yep.
Hey, Kim
Yeah.
or Douglas, a question for you. This is entirely different topic. When you get UK or Australia calling you, do they call you via WhatsApp or anything like that, or do they call you straight away? I
So
mean,
for UK, they actually go through WhatsApp, they go through Facebook Messenger, and they go through email.
Okay,
And then we can set up a Zoom or we set up a WhatsApp call. We're actually working now on getting a UK number, and that's going to go directly. It's going to be set up separately, so it'll be a UK number on WhatsApp. So they'll know that they're calling a local, but we're going to work with we're gonna work on with the fellows and such there, and students, students of medicine, to help man that hotline, which will be really fun. So I'm excited about that. Probably
Got
won't
it.
come into play till this summer. We have to wait
Got it.
till I get
Heinz,
back from Italy.
Heinz, you ought to see that. You ought to answer the hotline sometimes. It really is
It's eye-opening, huh?
incredible. It's incredible what you hear. And
Yeah.
now I'm in recovery. I've been in this June will be 42 years I've been clean. And I still go to groups. I still have a sponsor. I still sponsor people. So I hear it every day of my life. And they answer these calls sometimes. And I had one the other day, and I'll say, and I'm not giving no names. She said, I lost my toe. I'm 85. I lost my toenail. And the doctor goes, amputation. Now I'm listening to her, and my first thought is, how do you go from a toenail losing to
The
amputation?
leg. They're like losing the leg. And I think that's what it was. It was not just they were going to take a toe, right?
Yeah,
If I'm
no.
thinking of the same one.
Yeah, she lost her toenail, had a little infection. I saw the picture. I've
Yeah.
seen worse pictures in the picture she sent me. And the
Yeah.
doctor goes, we just have to do above the knee amputation.
Of course, you lost a toenail.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, it wasn't
Good
even,
grief.
I was like, Douglas, are you sure this is the right patient? So
Take
they
it
saved her
off.
leg. It was no problem. They
Yeah,
actually,
take it off up
I
to the
have the
groin.
note here.
We'll take it off up to the
Um,
groin.
And it's like that lady we talked to today. I impressed upon her, and I say, we all hear this all the time. Get a second opinion before you do something. Get a second,
Yeah.
third, or fourth opinion, because we all understand P.A.D. Once you start surgery, it leads to another one, and then probably another one. But we all know that insanity. So it's like, yeah, how do you go? And I'm on the phone with her, and it's like, I'm not a doctor. I don't even play a doctor on TV or even on here. But my brain goes, what in the world? What? Hello? Say that again. Please tell me again.
I would have jumped up and ran.
So it's like,
so they did. But I found out they did save the leg. The doctors was so proud of it. He asked the daughter if he could send me the images, and I have them sitting right here. She has flow now down to her toes and no amputation.
Oh, good. They didn't even cut the toe.
Nope. Nothing needed.
But-
It's
and,
absolutely amazing.
and I'm sure it's what we hear from each other, isn't it? Look at what Alan's been through. Look what Wanda's been through. Look what all of us, Heinz, all of us, think about what we've all been through to get us where we are today.
Yeah.
The lady asked me today, how long was it before you got diagnosed with P.A.D.? It was over 2 years before I heard the word P.A.D. Over 2 years. I had an aorta bifemoral. I had an axial bifemoral done before anybody said, hey, guess what? You have P.A.D. And how many of us have been through it? How many times you go to the doctor, they take your shoe off and your sock and check your feet before they say, oh, well, it's your back. You pulled a muscle. Slow down. You're working too hard, or you're standing too long. All that insanity, right, Beth?
Yeah. I mean, I had a stent put in my heart in 2015 in the Widowmaker's valve, the LID valve, and I didn't find out that I had P.A.D until November of 2020.
2 years later.
I was one of the lucky ones.
years.
It took me 5 hours
Wow.
from I went to the emergency ward because I had pain in my calf muscles when I tried to walk. And 5 hours later, they told me I had PAD.
In Canada,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I had
So
to ask.
I was really lucky. I had a really, really good ER doctor.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And
See,
so,
my,
yeah, what's that there?
I'm having issues now, though. I think I'm worse than what I was when I began because when I was first diagnosed, I was able to get out and, well, I wasn't able to get out and walk. They did s- they put stents in my my left external iliac artery. And now today, I can't get up and go walking like I used to. It's a struggle. It just takes my breath away. Having heart failure, congestive heart failure, and different things going on with the heart, it slows you down. So how, being a patient with PAD and CAD, I'm supposed to get my exercises, but then I'm told, don't worry about it because we've got to take care of this problem first.
That's the thing, but I
That's
bet
difficult.
I know exactly what you said
Yeah.
because I'm having trouble. I'm struggling today. I'm struggling today with my walking and that, but they can't do nothing because of my CAD. I had
Yep.
to have that fixed first before I could do the other. But I still get up every day. I still get up every day and tell myself, you know what? Walk to the end of the driveway. Walk to the end of the couch. Y'all all know I'm building my tiny house. I have one chair right there, one chair right there, one chair right there. So if I have to sit down, I sit down, let my leg rest, and then I get up and keep going. It's that part about uh, I'm not going to let my disease win today. I'm not going to let my disease dictate the quality of my life. I hope that makes sense to you.
Yeah, it makes
Because
sense.
Yeah, I
It
think
does.
for me, like if I'm not, I mean, yeah, you got to do the walking, of course. But for example, right now I'm sitting at my computer desk. I'm not sitting. That's the point, because I can't sit too long. If I sit too long, my blood circulation gets cut off, and I have
Yeah.
to stand up. So
That's
even if I'm not walking, if I stay on my feet, I try to stay on my feet as much as possible. So that I think that every little thing you do helps, I believe. And I could identify with being, you know, because I got diagnosed with two bad heart valves, third stage emphysema, and
Mm.
a bad back. I found out my back issues that I had, which are good. I go over once a month now. It keeps me straight. I'm good. Good with the back. But I had back issues to the point, and I didn't know when I got my back first. I was on a cane for a week. I got my back worked on by a chiropractor. I could breathe better. So it's like it's amazing the things you it's like even that can cause even little things like that can affect your breathing. But I had to sort it out, and for me, one of the things was coming across this program, Kim's program, and because I had a hunch, I said, I don't know, I've got all these other things yet, and they can cause me breathing issues, and they have in the past,
Yeah.
heart valve and stuff. But I feel there's something with my legs. I feel like I need to do something with my legs, um, and make a long story short, the difference with where I am now is night and day compared to where I was last year, night and day, uh, for working out the legs.
Yeah.
But
let
you have to know your limits, though. You do have to know
let
your
me
limits.
ask you a question, Joe. Here's a question for you. Actually, you know what? This is for everybody in the group. Y'all focus. Everybody focus right here.
Okay, let's
Can
hear
y'all
it.
see? Can y'all see me?
Yeah.
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 All right. Here's a question. I just thought about this. We just spent 45 minutes talking. Let me show you something.
Oh, he's sitting there with the
Yeah.
towel.
Yep, there you go.
How
Nice
many?
job, Douglas.
how
There you
many of us can take that 1 hour while we're on here and exercise our
Yeah.
feet and our toes to get blood circulation going?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not
Every,
going nowhere. I'm not doing nothing fancy, but I'm still exercising my feet and
every
doing
little
my
thing.
yoga toes, every little thing, right?
That's
So,
right.
and it's like,
Love that, Douglas.
And I
Thank you
think it builds,
for sharing
to
that.
me, I think it builds on itself because sometimes it's like, I really don't feel like walking today. But then if I'm at the computer or something and I'm standing and like right now, I'm on one knee at the computer because I can't sit too long, like I said. But that to me, it can build energy. It's like I'm standing, I'm feeling better as I'm standing. And then I might want to go, it might cause me to want to go out and walk. But if I sit down, and like I know I sit down, like I went to the diner with a friend last week, and I was sitting there on his couch, and for hours, and then we sitting at the diner, and I got up, and
Yeah.
I had trouble breathing because I was
Oh
sitting.
no.
There's something else we can do while we're sitting here. I'm gonna put on my yoga toes.
Oh, look at you. You got
there
them.
you go.
That's
I
that's
have,
cheating. That's cheating.
I've had these for at least a year. I got them a year ago. And I'm sitting here, I'm not doing anything, so I might as well put on my yoga toes.
Yeah, he
I
has
just got a
so
pair
you
of
can go
those
onto
too.
Amazon, get the yoga toes and
Yeah.
Alan, so for those who can't see
You
him
bet.
because you're watching on YouTube,
Yeah,
you can get if you've ever been and gotten a pedicure, it's the rubber things they put in between your toes to separate them.
There's
And if
different,
you
yeah,
go to YouTube, what?
there's different kinds,
Yep. And you
different
want to
kinds
get
of
the
yoga
ones that
toes.
are right for you.
Yeah, and
Those look like
I
a
got,
perfect size.
I got these at my local pharmacy.
Oh, did you
Are they?
really?
Yeah, yeah, they had them. So,
Yvette,
Oh,
you
Those are
that's
got
just
great.
some?
like the ones I got.
What's that, Douglas?
Hi, Yvette. You got
Hi.
some too?
Yeah, I did. They just like his, but I got mine, I think, on Amazon.
What do
And how
they?
do they work for
Where?
you?
Well, I just use them like after maybe I walk, I'll wear them for a while around the house. I don't walk
You're
with them, but yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
anything.
says, if you go to youtube.com/the @fit old dog, and that's on YouTube. That's Kevin Thomas Morgan's site, and he has videos on how to use yoga toes. And he says only use them while you're sitting. And he has the exercises where you try to get your toes wide, try to bring them together as much as you can, bring them wide, bring them together, bend them under. Don't bend them under together, but try and bend them under wide and then bring them back and bring them down and bring it wide.
I need to
And
watch that.
that'll exercise your toes.
Yeah, I need to watch that. I haven't seen that video. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll check it out again. I
Yeah.
know my feet felt good after I took them off. I don't know, somehow they just felt good. But
Yeah,
I
you're really
probably wore them for an
working
hour or two. Excuse me?
you're working though. You're working the muscles and stuff in there. And the
Yeah.
other one that gets it is I actually, if you're even sitting there, you can actually take your toes and you can gently claw underneath. So that's what I do while I'm live because it's hard for me to just stand here. Um, And so this is another exercise that Kevin teaches you because it's the beginning of how he kind of wants you to use your clawing mechanism when you're walking. So you kind of start with just taking your toes and just on the floor or at the bottom of your shoe, just kind of gently claw the bottom of your shoe. And so I do that and it really works my calf and it works the top of my foot.
And y'all think about this here. So when you lay in bed at night and you've done this, so if you sit here for an hour and you articulate your feet, you get blood going, at least you're doing something for your health of saving your leg and your life, right?
Yeah.
And so when that disease tells us at night, I'm not where I'm supposed to be, I'm not here, I'm not there, I can't do this, I can't do that. At least we can say, wait a minute, hold on, I did do this, I did do this, I did do this, I
Yeah.
am doing this. So it is. And What are you willing to do to save your leg? Where are you are you willing to sit and watch TV Survivor? I don't know when that's on, but
It's coming on
sorry.
at 8 o'clock Central.
Okay, 8 o'clock
10
Central.
minutes.
Okay.
Yep.
So, so while you're watching Survivor, what would it hurt to sit in that chair or the recliner and operate your feet and do yoga toes and get that blood pumping?
Yeah,
Well,
I do that a lot while I
Douglas,
watch TV.
we have someone feeling a little left out because you got to have toes to do it.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Our friend in the peanut gallery is
He does have
making a
toes
very
on
good point.
on the. So what can he do?
So can't do the yoga toes. They can do flex the accelerator button or press the accelerator button and pull it back and press the accelerator button and pull it back and press the accelerator button and pull it back.
Yeah.
P.A.D.
Yeah.
100.
I don't know if they have. Somebody mentioned yoga fingers. Do they have yoga fingers?
I don't know.
The other Alan is now joining the peanut gallery.
Yeah.
Alan with 2 L's, you're not alone anymore. Alan with 1 L is joining the team.
Yep. Yep.
Team Peanut Gallery. But yeah, no, but even if you don't have the toes, is you can actually do, because Kevin loves the P.A.D. 100. And you do 100 of these, just flex and point, just move your foot back and forth and back and forth and back and forth to push, the accelerator button and pull it back because it'll work your calf.
If you're doing,
It
if
It
does
you're
says
doing
you're
too.
still
dishes,
the other Alan. You will always be the other Alan.
yes, he
That's what
will.
he said. He just wrote in chat.
Yeah.
If you're standing there doing dishes, do calf raises. It flexes it. What the calf is the second. Well, I don't get in
Second
trouble
heart.
for this, but I'll get in
If-
trouble every time I say that. But the calf is the second heart, technically. So
Mhm.
if you're doing calf raises, you're doing something to get blood flow.
Yeah.
So
If-
it's
You could do that. I do that up against the wall, just push up against the wall and up and down on the calves. Another thing, stretching. Last year couldn't even, I was so bad I couldn't move my toes at all. They were frozen. Now I have full mobility, stretching, little bit by little bit by little bit. And that just want to throw that in there as well.
Alan the Peanut Gallery, right? I just thought of what we could do for Alan. I'm gonna get him a bicycle with the hand cranks,
Hey, there you go.
so he can practice that. And one day next year, we're gonna get him and Kevin Morgan in a race together.
Oh,
Right.
I was at Planet Fitness today. There was some guy, and he was not a young guy. He's on that thing where your bicycle type thing with the bars that go back and forth. And this SOB was on there going backwards without holding on to the bars, looking at his cell phone. And he was on there for an hour doing that backwards. And I'm like, I thought about canceling my membership. but just goes to show you. I mean,
And
some
I'll say this. Let's think about this too. I watched. I don't know if y'all seen this movie called Surfer. Have any of y'all seen that movie? It's
No.
about an 18-year-old girl who at one time she was on the way to be #1 in the world, but she got bit by a shark and
shark.
lost
I think I heard
I've
that story.
seen that. That's a good movie.
Yeah, her leg bitten off.
her arm.
Well, yeah. She was like 19, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I saw that the other night, and it was like.
I seen that a couple of years ago, I think.
And if you watch the Olympics this year, think about that husband and wife who are missing their legs and they're using those prosthetics, but they ran in the Olympics. So I it, I don't. It just reminds me of, or it makes me think about. Yes, I'm not where I think I should be or where I want to be, but it doesn't mean I can't stop living. Doesn't mean I can't figure it out. It doesn't mean I still can't. Tomorrow morning, uh, we have child abuse and forensic services here in Southeast Texas, and I become a big part of this, and I look forward to it. We having our gala tomorrow. I'll get to wear a tie. I'm gonna wear a tie. I might take a picture. I don't know. I might take a picture of me wearing a tie. So, but
I
it
want to
reminds
see
me.
it. I want to
Yeah, yeah.
see
You
it.
gotta
And
But you
here's
post
better
it.
be careful. You better be careful because our friend Joshua, our incredible producer here, might nab it or it might
well,
accidentally be dropped in his inbox to
this
use
this will be
for
this will
our
be
thumbnails.
this will be interesting for the peanut gallery. Will enjoy this. It's gonna be. I'm gonna wear my red pants, a red shirt, and my red tie. So I'm gonna stand out. But
Really, he just said it. That's what Alan just said in the red cowboy outfit and the
yep,
red
I know,
sneakers.
I know. I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear it just for him. But that movie just reminded me that
That's hilarious.
it our lives may look different, but we still got this. We still got this, and we can still do this. We can figure it out, and all of that. And think about all what people go through and how they figure it out and keep going. Right? Think about everything y'all have been through in your life and got you to this point. This is just something else for us to conquer, something else for us to get over and move on with, and share together and laugh together and tell stories and harass each other, and I have inspiration when I think about Alan and what he's been through with his shoulder and that and where he is today. You give me inspiration, Alan. I think about Marie and what she goes through and how she's still going. So it's that, and Alan pushes the
It's
other
not
Alan.
easy, Douglas.
Well, nothing's that easy, but it's not that hard for me. For me, right now, where I'm at right now in my life, at my age, in my especially, I'll say this only because I'm in recovery. My worst day now is better than any day in my addiction.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yep.
you got that right.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
I
Because
feel my
I testify to that. Yeah, it's,
I
yeah,
I don't have. Yeah,
this wasn't the
I,
only bad time in my life.
I don't. I'm not going to get up in the morning and worry about where my other shoe and my pants and my truck is. You know, I don't have to worry about that today. So
I think my journey with the PAD right now is probably in one of the darkest places I've been. But I mean, Kim and I think Douglas knows a lot that's going on. They want to do that surgery. You got to me. I've got the infection we thought that Dr. M got cured after 13 months. Turns out it ain't. So they're going right back into surgery for that. And
When are
it,
they
it
doing that surgery? When are they going back in to clear the infection?
they said they would call me either Wednesday or Thursday, and they didn't call me today. So I'm guessing he's going to call me tomorrow. He
Okay.
wasn't in the office Monday and Tuesday. So that's
Okay.
why.
So can you do me a favor? Can you, if they don't call you by 1 p.m. your time tomorrow, then just,
Called them.
well, you can call them. Yeah, try calling them. But if they don't, just, I can send a little nudge. I can say, oh, I hear that the infection came back.
The incision healed, okay? And then
Yeah.
out of the clear blue, the stupid it looked like water blister showed up on the corner. Well, I didn't pop it or anything. I left it alone, but it popped on its own. And what it is he said, what they think it is they think there's a pocket that's not healing under the skin there where that corroded stent was. and now it's leaking infection out again. So I'm not sure. I know Taylor was going to talk to Dr. M because, like I said, he was gone Monday and Tuesday. But her idea and plan is to reopen it and try to see if they can seal the pocket from the inside out, if that makes sense. But I'm not sure how they're planning on doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, 14 months now, infection still. I'm just, I
It's
don't
just
know where.
relentless.
And my leg is in CLI, but right now that's not Dr. M's main concern. He said if we don't stop the infection, he said I can go septic. So he said that's his number one.
Yeah. But you know,
So
at this time, maybe while you're in there, there may be an opportunity for him to do both if they can make sure the infection's gone. They might just be able to handle both while you're there instead of sending you home this time. Just get you
But
completely squared away.
yeah, but then we're at that same fact, Kim, that I don't know if I want to do the surgery he wants to do.
I don't know that if I don't know if you have an option is the thing.
Right, yeah.
My
My friend-
question was to you, do you think P.A.D, as long as it's not to the point of where he can't bust through, you think maybe I can go see him to clear it?
I don't know that he goes up as high up there. And, you know, your new doctor does the same above. He does
I just don't
this, you know,
understand why he couldn't get through and every other doctor's been able to. And that was before it got too bad.
no, but then they ended up, remember, the problem is that you have no artery there.
I don't have like a portion, I'm missing like 3 to 4 inches of artery in my groin where that stent corroded. But he said while he was in there, he removed like multiple stents and bypasses out of me.
Yep.
Everybody, I guess,
And-
just kept adding them. They never took nothing out. They just kept.
Yeah,
I
How
don't
did they
know
remove?
what's going
How
on.
did they remove stents? How did they remove stents?
it like literally, like her artery was gone. Her artery was gone.
When he opened me up, him and his Ryan, his right-hand man, they got all the infection out. And literally the way Ryan described it to me is he said, we looked in the hole, leaned back and looked at each other, looked in the hole again, looked back at each other, and Ryan asked Dr. M, are you seeing what I'm seeing? And Dr. M's like, yeah, I see a stent. He goes, why are we seeing a stent? We should see an artery, never a stent. It corroded and ate my whole artery. The only thing that saved my life is because of all the blood clots I get, it sealed the artery on each side. He said, otherwise my whole abdomen would have been internal bleeding. And it would have been too late.
Wow.
It was one of those, he said that he had never seen anything like it in his entire career. And he's an advanced skilled vascular surgeon. I'm happy.
I'm happy right now.
I know. But the thing is that the procedure is there for a reason. And there are newer, methods. It may just be, I don't know if you talked to him about the newer methods in doing it and the durability of it.
I never got the chance.
It's when you have the conversation when you're there. Once this is, you can't put the cart before the horse. We got to get the infection gone. We got to keep your life first. Okay. Secondarily, then I'm more than happy to get on the phone with the other doctor as well and just let him know the situation. And maybe he can get on the phone with the doctor and they can talk and see. But I know that your other doctor, he may not, if there is no artery there to open, that I think is what I heard is the problem. But you need the blood to come from somewhere, so you're not getting inflow is the problem.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So you need
because
inflow.
because it cuts off from where it splits to go to each leg. I'm missing that portion that goes from my left leg to the main one that runs up.
And I think
So that's what you're
did you
saying, is the
already,
blood ain't going nowhere.
and you already had a fem, right? You're from your other leg
I've
to
had
that
2
leg at one
fem-fem.
point.
I
And
had a
both of those
fem-fem that
failed.
failed
So,
30 days later. They put another one in and it failed too.
and so, if we're catching people up just a little bit, it's, they didn't mitigate your risk factors when all of these were done originally. So, that's why you kept clotting up and clotting up and clotting up. They didn't mitigate the risk factors, have you on the right medications. And so we always talk to people before you have any procedure, you got to mitigate the risk factors and you got to make sure you're on the right medications, optimize the medical therapy. And I know it's tough to know, but we try as much as we can now. And Marie, you would have done things very differently and asked very different questions
Oh, yeah.
way back when, and you felt like you were just this little experimental bunny, that they were just doing one thing
Exactly.
after another and never um doing anything to help you with the risk factors or with um the medicine to
I
make sure it was
honestly, before
optimized.
finding you, I really didn't even really understand what exactly PAD even was until I
Yeah.
met you.
What's interesting is we had this conversation. I think Heinz was there this morning. I think I saw, yeah, Alan was there. Douglas, I think I saw there with a couple doctors or one doctor from the UK. And they have this study that they did. It's called the HOPE study. And they interviewed patients about post-procedure protocols, and there just aren't any, right? And one of the things that the patients were saying should be a part of the post-procedure protocol is a full education as to what is PAD. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. Now, why are we doing that post procedure? Why is this not being done pre? Like, why are you
Before
getting
we,
to the basics of PAD after a procedure? And he said, well, it's because it's not there before. And I was like, well, shouldn't we solve the before first? He's like, you know what? We can only control what we can control. And so if that's just what we have to do, that's just what we're going to do. And I said, no, that's great.
That's the education, because how many of us, if we started off, how many of us started off at our primary doctors? How many primary doctors took our shoes off and our socks off to check our feet before they said, "Oh, it's your back"? It's what we talked about in the first part of the group before it's all this up. And if they had taken our shoes and socks off to begin with and done that properly to begin with, how many of us would have made different decisions and knew better? And I asked this in a group the other day. Somebody asked, well, what kind of questions? And I said, well, did you ask about where your landing zone was? And they said, I've never heard about that. I've never even thought about. I said, did you ask the doctor, what is your backup plan if this fails? And I'm on the operating table. What is your backup plan? All the stuff that we learn now, you're right. If I had known that in the beginning, I wouldn't have probably had 2 bypasses that failed.
Yeah, and so he's talking about the bypasses, and the landing zone is where the doctor reattaches the whether it's synthetic or whether it's your vein, the conduit for the blood for the bypass to bring the blood. And they need a place for it to go. They need to reattach it right below the blockage. And so that's what Douglas is talking about. Do you have a clear landing zone and viable landing zone? And we do have, and Douglas has talked to these patients that literally the doctor doesn't even know if a bypass is even viable and whether or not there's a place for it to go, but they're just going to go and cut down the patient without even knowing. And so, sometimes maybe you don't know till you go in, but there are other vascular surgeons that have told us over and over and over again that one of the things that they do prior to any bypass, especially let's say if it's from the thigh to the knee or the thigh to the calf, is they'll actually go in through the foot and come up and just quietly tiptoe in there and just make sure that they are free and clear, that if they attach the bypass down there, that there's going to be a place for it to go. They fix the faucet. how is the plumbing below? Is there going to be a place for that new blood flow to actually get to the foot? And so sometimes you might only have one pipe. Sometimes you have two, but hopefully you have three. You have three
That's,
tibial vessels below.
that same doctor this morning said, if you're not getting water to the faucet and you turn on the faucet, you're you got to have water to the faucet.
Yeah.
That's the inflow, and the outflow is from the sink to the drainage. And it's like, we had a Japanese doctor on the other day, and what he was talking about going into places that they say he gets into places nobody else has ever been able to get into. And he talked about
He's a wire warrior.
Talked about going through the feet and how easy he looked like when he was talking about it, like, big deal. Just go through the foot. No problem. Big deal. What's the big deal? Why are y'all making a big deal about this?
He did, right? That was really, I mean, you can go to our YouTube channel at The Weight of My Heart and see this video. I mean, this guy, he was so nonchalant. He's like, I don't know why I'm a big deal. I don't understand. Like, this is what I do every day. I take wires and balloons and I navigate the arteries clear to the feet. Like, what's the problem?
I went in for a heart procedure. Beth and I were talking. I went in for a heart procedure here last month, and the doctor couldn't get through. Couldn't get through. My other doctor, Dr. D, was there, and he went in the next day and he said, "What's the big deal? I got through with no problem."
Yeah.
So is it the doctor's skill? Is it the technology? Look at that. Now they have dissolvable stents. They have stents with medicine in it, and look at all the stuff that we've heard about in our group now. The technology, how different it is today. Have you
Yeah.
ever thought about? I never thought about this. Does a doctor measure the stent right to go in the artery?
Oh gosh,
Is
yes.
it too big, too small? Is
Right.
it measured right? Right, Kim?
Yep.
So
And that's why we
mean,
say just make sure they're using intravascular ultrasound to make sure that they properly size and place, those stents. I know in some countries they don't have it and they do their best to eyeball it. And many claim that they do it almost perfectly, but our experience with patients and outcomes is very different. And a lot of times those doctors never see those patients again because they end up with a different doctor. And so they don't know that their eyeballs were not as accurate as they had thought. And the stents are ended up, we just had one today, that one woman who called today that I didn't want to talk on the phone with the doctor when they called today. Turns out she was too tired. And so she had a stent that was likely placed that was too small. And we had another one that was Pam in the other group. She had a stent that was placed too small and it migrated. Went down her leg. Yeah.
yeah.
So
If you go to the peanut gallery, Alan's a carpenter, and he's been a carpenter pretty much all his life. So my
yeah.
question is the tape measure better than your eyeball, or does your eyeball get it right every time? And I'm learning now is that if I'm a 16th of an inch off over here, by the time I get over here, I'm 3 inches off.
Yeah.
It's called a skosh.
A skosh.
You know?
Even when you're baking, you can't just go with a skosh. You have to be fairly accurate if you're baking bread or you're, baking cakes, because one thing is off just by that much, it flattens.
Well, how do you know if the doctor's using interventional? What did you say?
Intravascular ultrasound. Most here in the US are using it. I know that your doctor uses it. 100% uses it.
The
I
one
know
I,
Alan's does. I know that Beth's does.
thank
I
God,
know
I'm,
Douglas's does. Um,
Which
to the
I
one?
extent
definitely,
I know that's what I was just gonna say. All of them now use intravascular ultrasound. Joe's definitely does. Joe has a
I was
kick of a
gonna,
doctor.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Joe literally has the most entertaining doctor, I think, of anyone. Um,
he's interesting. All right.
he is
mm,
everyone knows Dr. Antizon. I will give him a nice shout out because I know everyone in this group really knows. If you follow him on his Facebook page, he's pure entertainment, very talented young man. And
I,
has such a big heart.
I'm
But
so,
he gives, you're gonna love this, Wanda. He gives his patients prescriptions for olive oil and resveratrol. And what's the other one, Joe, that he makes you do? It's olive oil, Ceylon cinnamon. If you are a diabetic, he gives you
Yeah,
a regimen for taking Ceylon cinnamon capsules.
yeah, there were actually, not to talk down about Dr. Designer, but he had prescribed silastazole for me. And
Well, that's a prescription standard protocol medication.
yeah,
yeah.
but I don't know. I was having trouble last week with chest, and I told you about the bleeding through the skin and stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
kind of disappeared, but I was having trouble with it last week, and he said try going off the silastazole for a little while because it does list those side effects, chest pain,
Yeah.
dizziness, and other things like that. But
But isn't that nice that you have his cell phone number and he will respond to you?
yes, that's different. That is it. I'm totally freaked out by the whole thing here. Even being on here right now, it's like what is this? Like I mean, it's cool, but and like you said, yeah, and to have a doctor to like you gave me his phone number to text him while he's on the plane that night. It's like okay,
And Joe, realize this, and for those that are listening on YouTube and all that right now, you know, I will say we throw hand grenades to make people up. And in this group, all I have to do is throw Kim's name, and it's like throwing a hand grenade into an office sometimes where things get done if I mention her name and throw
yes,
her name out there.
yes.
She's a scary woman, man. I'll tell
She's,
you.
an angel on your shoulder.
Yeah,
I try.
a
Is that
little
can
I
you?
do
differently though.
try.
A little
Miss
Not
differently.
perfect.
My
I
Yeah.
wish I could cure everyone.
cardiologist-
I wish I had an MD after my name, but I don't. So we don't diagnose, we don't treat, we don't give medical advice, but we can certainly,
Good. It's good.
be there.
Oh, you know what? Especially what I hate to see, uh, older people, they have a tendency to give up on older people. A
Well, I
lot.
hope I'm not.
And it's good. It's good to have family. It's good or somebody advocating for you
Yes,
because they'll take better care of you. So
yes.
that's where you guys come in supporting each other and Kim who started this whole thing. Yes, definitely.
Let me throw this out there, Joe. You nailed that on the head. How many of us have left a doctor's office, got down the road, and thought to ourselves, "Damn, I should have asked that question."
I do it
Yep.
every time,
Uh,
every single
Yep.
time, every single time. Still do it.
Because
Write
you're
it
sitting there,
down.
you're trying to collect it
I
all
write down
in,
my
and you're
questions in advance. I write them
do what?
down and I
That's
write my questions and I give
that's
them Dr. Aaron, my current cardiologist. He's prepared. He answers all of them.
that's smart. Yeah.
And then
And
he
that's a
tells
good doctor.
Dr. Aaron also knows, he tells all the nursing staffs and the people that take notes. He says, "Oh, this is a patient, and he's associated with Kim McNicholas." So he throws her name around every time I'm there.
There you go.
I've got to tell this, Beth. I told Beth, my son goes with me with every procedure, and he told his fiance that they use an auger. No, that's what he
An auger.
said.
Kind of
What?
what it is, really.
And
They
Beth
use a
goes,
what?
I said, he's not an interventional cardiologist. He's a diesel mechanic. And she went, thank God. I don't know. We just had a real
An
good laugh.
auger.
They're calling the drill an auger, Kim.
Yeah. That's what my
The-
son.
All right,
The
hold on, time out. Everybody time out. Kim is totally lost right now.
Yes,
I can
okay,
see
can
it.
you?
I can see it. Kim is totally 100% lost right now. So
Okay,
one
Wanda,
at a
go ahead.
time.
Is this an April Fool's joke?
No,
My son
no.
said that, and bless his heart. I mean,
Wait, what is it? I'm still completely, can we take a
You
step
have to
back?
explain to her, Wanda, what you're saying.
To clean my arteries, my son told his fiance they use an auger, which
All
is
right,
like
hold on. Now, Alan, tell Kim what an auger is.
Please.
An auger is basically a long drill bit that makes holes in the ground.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, Wanda. All right, Wanda, finish the story now.
Well, that's what
Wow.
I was just telling Beth that and we had a good laugh over it.
Yeah, it was funny.
My son's not an interventional
Next time,
cardiologist. Like, well,
next
thank-
time, tell them, Wanda. Next time, tell them this. You know that thing they root out the sewer with? That's a closer analogy.
Rooter.
Yeah.
Roto-Rooter, that's the name. There's
And
only one.
I didn't say nothing to him because God loved the boy. I mean, he's only 29, and he's been,
Only.
Well, at least
yeah,
he's
my
got
baby.
a rough idea of it.
And the only problem with that roto rooter is knowing my luck, it's going to be too short to go all the way through.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so funny. You guys are hilarious. So I want to just we can continue talking, but those who are on YouTube, join our live studio audience at info@PADhelp.org because we continue the conversation beyond this. And we'd love to see your faces here inside the chat. It's really fun. Just as we started out, it's really fun to meet other people who have it. We have a great conversation, a few laughs, a few tears, lots of laughs today, which is really great. Little bit of venting as well. But tomorrow, I'm really excited. Thursday night, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/the way to my heart. You guys are going to be so excited about this because this is the first interview I have seen on this. They now have a minimally invasive bypass for the heart. And we are interviewing the lead PI on the study for it tomorrow on Thursday. And get this, my co-host for that episode is the guy that invented the minimally invasive procedure for the legs, Dr. James Joy. So the guy who invented the minimally invasive bypass for the legs, known as P.A.D, is co-hosting alongside me to interview the guy who is the lead PI on the study for the coronary bypass that is now minimally invasive. Now, before you get too excited, it was I think it was from the LAD to the aorta because they wanted to get around this valve, but we're going to find out more tomorrow, and I hope you guys can join us because it should be pretty cool. And then right afterwards, if you're in the live studio audience, how do you get into the live studio audience? info@padhelp.org. If you're a part of it, we're also going to be interviewing a top doctor from Tennessee who is going to share with us the story of one of his patients that had a minimally invasive bypass on the legs. So it should be a really, really fun night, but I have something for Alan in particular on Saturday. So another really cool event on Saturday. We have a company and it starts with the letter N. I think it's called Nuria But we have the CEO of this company, and they actually have a device that helps with phantom pain. And it's a new implant that they can put in. And we're going to hear all about it. The CEO is going to come on Saturday during our regular The Heart of Innovation broadcast on KDOW. So I'm excited about that. But anyway, we're going to close up shop here. But again, the way to my heart is the channel. Subscribe, and like the video. But have a great week, everybody. Hopefully I'll see you at the other events that are happening in the next couple of days.
Okay.